billions of dollars made, yet they all seem to have some sort of evil message linked to them. Even though they are classed as the world's top 1%, they seem to penny pinch and bend the law into their favour with any chance they get. It seems the richer people get, the more suspect they become. From Elon Musk to the Rothschild family, something lies deeper here. In the late 1700s, a man named Mayer Rothschild started the foundations to the now world-leading family. With his 5 sons setting up 5 banks across Europe, the Rothschild family name quickly became one of the richest names in history. They started funding England's wars, the Japanese War, helping Brazil get their independence back, paying for all the construction work in England. The family was running the financial world and also racking in favourites and secrets from the world leaders, meaning one thing: they became the world leaders. The family still lives on today, with Jacob Rothschild, 86 years old, being a lord in the UK and set to be in charge of 99% of banks across Europe. The family has been linked with the Illuminati and the rulers of the world. Who knows, but there's a hidden message here. I'm sure you're aware that money equals power. The more money you have, the more power and influence you technically have. That's why you get random billionaires get close to becoming the US president due to the money they pump into the campaign. But imagine this on 100 times bigger scale. Monarchies, governments, countries in the palm of your hand. This is the power the Rothschild family has. Ladies and gentlemen, this is just the surface. Let's dive deeper. The rich get richer and the poor stay poor. That's facts. Earn over $150,000 a year and you're taxed almost half your money. The poor get taxed at least 25% on their money as well. But why is that the richest 1%, the ones with billions of dollars on a daily income, the owners of the world's biggest companies, these people either pay 1% in tax or absolutely nothing, yet get away with it, and the poor are left paying for the upkeep of countries? You probably think they just own other businesses, that owns that business or sends money elsewhere, but if the name and the business falls under US soil, you're not getting out of nothing. They'll seize your assets and send you to jail for 5 years per tax evasion you do. And that's where the incredible smart Harvard lawyers come into play. You see, these small independent countries like the Virgin Islands, Jersey, Malta and many more allow you to have something called a shell company. Take Nike for example, a company earning billions of dollars every month not paying a single pound in tax. They have 2 companies, one set up in Belize, a small independent country with around a 1% tax rate, and then one in America and Europe where they sell their products, pay all the expenses, but here's the catch. The one in Belize owns the trademark, so after all the profit has been made from the US and Europe, hundreds of millions of dollars, they have a debt to Belize where they have to pay the profit into. Thus where they pay 1% tax, which is pennies, and keep $999 million to themselves. These shell companies are heaven sent to the top 1%, because starting a shell company in these tiny countries, with your name not in it, this is where you pass money through without leaving a trace, and cleaning all the tax dirt off your hard-earned cash. Strap in, because things are about to get interesting. Let's really pull the curtains back and see what the rich and powerful get up to. And if I go missing, well, at least you know why. Bohemian Grove, a private restricted island in the middle of the sea, owned by a private gentleman's club that remains unnamed. A place where every year in July, some of the most rich and powerful men will go for 2 weeks. But here's the scary part. With it being guarded by the most powerful armory in the world, it is impossible to get close to this place. No one knows who goes, what's spoken about, and what happens after. It's said that former US presidents, the richest business owners, media executives, royalty, and very powerful men attend this place. Now, me and you aren't stupid. I don't think they're going there to kick their feet up and discuss what their girlfriends have been saying. My guess is as good as yours, and if I say too much, I may end up like Kanye West and go missing. But let's say this much. All the richest, powerfulest and influential people in the world coming together for 2 weeks, some stuff's going down, and you're staying controlled in the matrix. Only 3% of the world's money is physical. Everything else is made up of a fairy tale number on your online banking. You spend your whole life trading your time for money, and the Bank of England can just print as much money as they want. Over £600 billion was paid in tax in the UK in 2021, over $1 trillion in America, yet nothing seems to improve. Billions live the dream life on their yachts when we're told not to leave our house in 2020. Governments having parties when the country gets fined £10,000 for meeting their grandma. New billion-dollar buildings built every single month. Billion-dollar war weapons made for countries every year. New life-changing tech worth trillions. Where is all this money coming from? With the Rothschild family we spoke about set to run 80% of the world's currency and billionaires making up the rest, it shows something very clear. These individuals are becoming private banks to the governments and for big projects. They borrow money off them so it looks legit with a 5% interest rate on $1 billion. Then 2 years later, they pay the billion back from their infinite money printer in the banks, making the billionaires more money, and the government looks to be doing it legitimately. Look at the Rothschild family in the 17 and 1800s, paying for the whole country's wars, responsible for the whole build of England. That was 200 years ago. Believe me, things won't have slowed down. They're just being hidden better. The rat race, the matrix, the system, terms so much we hear recently. Our parents, schools, everyone around us pushing us to go to university, get a degree, climb the corporate ladder and retire at 60. But why are the richest 1%, the Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates of the world, still telling you to go to university? Surely out of all the people, these are the ones that should be encouraging you to chase your dreams. They're proof of what could happen if you work for yourself and take that risk. But here's the thing. They all own massive companies that need smart employees. They work so closely with the government. If everyone started their own business, there would be no smart people to employ. They need to encourage you to go to university so they can employ you at a later date. The system's real, ladies and gentlemen. And although it looks like the governments are the ones at the top, it's really just the rich and powerful that dictates these people. After all, you're not going to listen to some beta male politician, but if Elon Musk says go university and it'll make you rich, you're probably going to listen to him because he's a billionaire. The World Economic Forum, a membership group which requires you to be making over $500,000 per month in order to join. A group so powerful if you was to challenge them, then, well, goodbye. It's not secretive. Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, politicians are all openly involved in this. They do talks on stages, discuss the future of the world, but behind the scenes, they're planning their takeover to cement themselves as the richest group in the world in history, giving new somewhat rich people no chance of overtaking them. Recently, they did a talk saying by 2030, no one will own anything. It will all be subscriptions and rentals. They tell you it's better for the economy, helps money circulate better, and will better an average Joe in a financial situation. But actually, the real message here is that the government and the world's richest people are buying up everything to rent back out to you, making it impossible for anyone to ever build even a small pot of cash. Wake up, ladies and gentlemen, before it's too late. The top 1% are going nowhere, and if anything, it's getting harder for the poorer people. In this day, there's no middle class anymore. You're either upper class or just a high or low version of being poor. And that's the harsh truth. The Rothschild family will always have their male children to keep the family dominance alive for hundreds of years. Rich people will keep buying things up. You need to wake up before it's too late. I've been Harvey Heggs, and on my channel we discuss everything about money, corruption, scams and power. And if you want to see more documentaries about these things, then make sure to subscribe. And if you're serious about escaping all this, then click this video right here and find out about how the top 1% hide and invest their money and how you can do the same. Click here.